Mal richtig Gas geben. Die Jungs wollen euren Support, wollen natürlich jetzt hier nochmal richtig loslegen. Ihr bleibt mit am Start. Wir sehen uns gleich wieder mit der zweiten Partie.
What a game. Lee, do you want to bet money on bans? Because I have a couple of ideas what Fnatic are going to do right now.
Yeah, I think Rainman's going to be
banned?
targeted. Yeah, Rainman's going to be banned.
Yes.
Well, he's not in the game yet, so maybe he has been banned.
Yes, very good. Well done, Fnatic. You just won IEM. I really would not be surprised by a Singed ban. Singed is so strong against anything that is AP heavy, and, you know, Fnatic... I was joking about them playing from the past, but there's a reason why the metagame's moved on, right? And there's a couple of heroes that can just simply shrug off the double AP, and, you know, Singed is the master at shrugging off double AP. He just running there, he gets ganked by 4 people. What does he do? He runs out, realizes his team is near enough, turns back in and runs back in the 4-man game.
I can take it. Yeah, I'm not gonna, you're not going to do anything to me. I'm Singed, damn it. Once you get that strong, it's actually really fun to play Singed. Once you get that strong, you can just run around people with the troll music in the background.
Even better, you should have the Yaggedy sax music here. Yeah. that would be perfect.
But, you know, we said this yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever the hell TSM were playing, which was, we said, you know, I'm amazed we haven't actually seen Singed yet. And obviously, don't forget, Rayman's also very famous for playing Teemo.
Oh man, you know, I'd be so happy.
If Teemo got picked now, I think Freak would actually explode.
He would, but he'd be happy. It'd be worth it.
So Team Solo Mid versus Fnatic. Team Solo Mid taking the first game. If you missed it, don't worry, guys. They will be going up on video on demand. And there's a really good guy at Riot as well doing write-ups. We still don't know who it is.
It's a mystery guy. Nobody knows who he is, but he's good.
Yeah.
Well done, mystery guy.
Yeah, so he's not... well, we don't think it's someone here, so I guess it's someone back in America.
I guess they must have joined the My Revenge vs. Millennium game as a spectator and done the write-up like that, but I asked around here at everybody in the booth, and they were like, no, I didn't.
I thought it was Ymir doing it. Ymir's like, no, I did it at DreamHack, I'm not doing it here. Yeah. And, you know, the fact that when he was, like, stood over here a minute ago, he's like, not me.
But well, whoever did it, really good write-ups. I like it. So check them out at IEM, Gamescom.leagueoflegends.com, where we have a very shiny website where you can look at all the VODs that we've managed to upload. We're still uploading some of them. The My Revenge vs. Millennium is actually not going to be uploaded because it was not recorded, because it was not streamed. But it was literally the only game at IEM that was not streamed. Just the one game. I think that's acceptable. And apparently it was a 20-minute stomp anyway. So
it was a 20-minute stomp. It was very one-sided. And actually we saw Swain played in that, which we've not seen in this tournament, unfortunately. But yeah, you know. So, you know, how do you think Fnatic are going to deal with that? They're going to have to pull themselves together. Questionable Banshee's Veil early from Shuche there.
I know, he wanted to be safe, and Nivea does have some good base values on his belt, especially if he gets that E with the double damage on a chilled enemy, I guess it's called. But it just wasn't enough, and Shuche needs to be... Can I say balls to the wall? Because I just did.
I guess you just did, yeah.
He needs to play like that. He needs to be super aggressive. If he is careful, and there's people dropping in on the camera from behind, Wicked.
Yeah, it's Wicked.
Wicked is learning how to play the game right now. Very good, Wicked. Hello there.
He's getting tips off top lane.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so we gave the go and ready, and I think we should be ready to switch to the picks and bans as soon as they start, because we're going to see them like bam, 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 bam.
They're very quick on them. You know, one thing that I've noticed throughout this tournament is top lane. The Americans have dominated top lane. We've not been able to do anything about it.
Oh, so we actually found out who the writers are who are doing the write-up. It's actually Byronic Hero. It's that is a very cool guy. Do we have to rejoin the game?
Yes.
It appears that way. That's fine though. Yeah, that Byronic Hero doing a very good job there. Thanks, David. Doing very good write-ups there over there in LA. And I believe there's other websites also doing write-ups of our games. I just saw a guy in an Absolute Legends shirt.
Of course. He's been on site doing all the write-ups.
Yes. And that's since we're giving out shout-outs anyway, I'd give a big heart to Team Liquid, at whose party I was last night. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
The Team Liquid parties, they have every event go to, it's like, are you going to the Team Liquid party? I'm like, oh, I've seen people after them Team Liquid parties.
I walked in there, the first thing that happens is Total Biscuit hands me a jug of sangria, so that was a good start to the party. Udyr band and Ash band. Okay, I guess you're going to leave Orianna open. Singed ban.
We kind of expected that one. So countering onto the Rain Man here. Nidalee being banned as well. Yeah, so, I guess.
XP, I think, plays a pretty good Nidalee.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as Source.
Fantastic one last time I saw him doing it.
Yeah, come on, Orianna, guys. You need to... Actually, they have first pick, don't they? They can first pick Orianna on Shushay. Yes, that's why they're leaving it open. Let's see if TSM are going to... Nope, they're not going to give it to them.
No, not going to let it happen. So they get the free reign of what they're going to pick, and it's going to be Brand. That's actually okay. Shushay plays a very good Brand.
Oh, absolutely, yep. It's like I always say, it's his try-hard hero, and he really, really needs to win. He's going to go
taking it away from Reginald as well. Reginald is very good on Brand.
That is true. They really want that Alistair.
They love Alistair. The American teams, they see a lot of potential in Alistair, and he can start the fights. He can also interrupt the fights. You know, he can help just headbutt someone away if, you know, looking like they're going to have to help someone survive. Caitlyn being picked up as well down the bottom there. Chaos on Caitlyn in the last one. He had some very, very strong farm. I think that Piltover Peacemaker just...
It's so good.
If you can get it down straight down the line, once you get the BF sword, etc., built up, good enough damage, you can just boom. I'll have a lane of gold.
So painful. And I think he's only played Caitlyn this entire. What was that? Oh yeah, somebody dropping in on the stream there. That's. They
figured out where the camera is now.
Yes. I'm gonna have security tackle him in just a moment. Is he a what?
He's dancing.
A what? An Urgot.
Oh, okay. Oh. Is that going to be PK possibly? Or Shushay?
That is going to be Lamia.
You think?
Yeah. What they're doing now, what they told me before is the Urgot pick is something when you need to shut down bot lane. It's not that good in teamfights, but you need to shut down bot lane, you pick Urgot, and there is the Cillian for Reggie.
Sorry guys, our directors are far too quick for you guys now.
Yep. Well done there.
Quick switch that button as someone comes walking across. So Lee Sin and Zilean picked up there. Zilean was fantastic for COG. As we said, we cannot underrate how good Zilean was on Sauce. He managed to land a couple of those ultis which just save people, turn big fights around.
Don't do it. Don't. They played a Kassadin before and it failed so badly. Yes, thank you, PK. Play your Karthus. Come on, Karthus.
So who's going to be top lane then? Who do you think is going up top lane for TSM? TSM are going to have a free pick of it, really.
Lee Sin, I believe, with a jungler still coming, would definitely work. Against an AP, if he can dodge Brand's shots and do good damage against him, that would actually work. And I'm going to have a Karthus lock-in right now. Power of my finger. There we go. Well done. That's good. I did not like the...
What's going here then? It's Warwick.
Wow, that's the jungler. No, it could be the laner actually.
It could be Lanewick.
Yeah, it could be Lanewick.
I think it...
yeah, Lanewick is good against AP as well. This is going to be a super interesting bottom lane actually. The Lamia versus KOX lane. What? Rainman playing Caitlyn? I believe there was maybe a swap fail.
Yeah, they probably have no.
Unless they are really...
No, there we go.
No, there we go.
They're just slacking.
Yeah, okay. So Rainman, that tells me that's going to be the laner, and obviously the odd one is going to be the jungle Lee Sin. I am excited and worried, but mostly excited. No matter how this ends, you know, I want the best team to end because I want really awesome finals tomorrow. We
want a best of three.
Yes.
We always want a best of three.
That is true.
I don't care who wins these things, really. I've got to be honest. As long as they are awesome games, which, you know, some would say TSM COG final. It's getting a lot of people excited at the prospect.
Yeah.
But Fnatic COG final would be pretty good. We've seen it in group stage already, though.
Yes, that would be a rematch, and that would be a pretty interesting rematch. But, you know, either way, it's going to be a very, very strong game. So if we look through here, Rainman not going to have that much damage up right away, but it's going to be Caitlyn and Lee Sin going to put out a lot of AD there. Fnatic need to stack armor to deal with this, and I think they can actually do it. Lamia can build a Mana Mune and then just go a little bit tanky. Fnatic XP can definitely build that Sonya's Hourglass. Cyanide can build some armor. They can probably do this if they play smart, and Lee, I really hope they play smart.
So who's your money on? I mean, we've got Fnatic trailing one behind. They've had the picks. They had the first pick.
Yeah.
They went with Brand. You know, they're going to be feeling confident.
My money's on
fire. Who do you think?
My money is on TSM, but you know what? We're just going to have to find out right now as we go into this game. Game 2, Fnatic versus TSM.
Welcome, here we go. It is going to be the second match of the Intel Extreme Masters here live in Cologne at Gamescom. A packed out Gamescom, a sold out Gamescom. Every day sold out, I've been told, for this event. And I can well believe it, the amount of time people I've seen. You know, even if you just want to move anywhere to the Riot stand, which is like probably about 10 steps that way, it takes about half an hour.
It takes half an hour. It sometimes, some of us take even longer than that. It's insane. TSM now splitting up, actually. Not quite sure where they want to go in the end first. Shushe is doing the fire dance. Let's see some awesome brand ultimate, Shushe, please. I saw some comments on the Team Liquid forum saying, yeah, Shushe is just completely off his game, and I have to admit, I didn't see anything I liked from him so far. That was just weak sauce, Lee. I hate to say it about my own son, but that was weak sauce.
My own son. So Team Solar Med, they've invaded the jungle every single time so far. As of yet, it doesn't look like they're going to this time. So do you think they're feeling a little bit nervous of the Team 1 fight, the level 1 fight? There's quite a good amount of damage on the Fnatic side, quite a good amount of burst damage, but TSM are pretty tanky, it has to be said.
I think the rule of thumb is you don't level 1 fight against Urgot. That is the rule of thumb. That Urgot is just, the damage output at level 1 is just insane. Probably the highest damage output at level 1 right there. And they have a lot of chasers that can kill people very easily. A Q from Cyanide, a couple of Qs from XPK, so much damage output. And they are very, very passive right now. Both teams actually are. This looks like a European game to me, Demon. Nothing scary gonna happen. You know, if I was Fnatic, I'd CV the brush down there right now just to scare them.
Just to bait them into it. There's a ward there you can see from TSM, so they knew exactly the jungling path, which is going to help Lee Sin in if he ever wants to counter any, it's going to help him well. So Rayman going top, he is going to be against Brand in the top there, and mid is going to be PK versus Reginald. So we're seeing some fairly stagnant.
This seems to be about the time that we get that little freeze. Don't despair, guys. I believe we can get back into this one. It's happened a couple of times before. We will have to reconnect. Let's do that real quick. And it should be good. We had that once before earlier today. They hit the reconnect button, Daniel. Very well done, Daniel.
Yeah, don't quit out like you did before.
Yes. And what the players saw, there's probably a... looks like it's a longer freeze. We're going to have to wait for the ESL's call there if we want to remake this.
It's pretty early
one.
in the game, so it is generally before 5 minutes. Generally, it is a remake, but
yeah, we're going to leave it up to the referees, who are very, very competent here.
We're going to try and get in there. I can hear pings.
I can hear pings.
I can't see pings, but I can hear pings.
That's at least something.
So, I mean, we've seen the Dominion trailer before this. You guys have got it coming out. We've talked about it quite a bit. I can still see it playing on the stream. I guess Prekio is probably commentating on it. I can see Captain was round here. There he is. He's over there. So he's not commentating there. So it's going to be Prekio commentating on there. You guys have been pretty much working flat out commentating on this game. How do you think it's going to be going? I mean, are you happy with it? How the reception that it's had?
The reception has been insane. You cannot, at this moment, get anywhere near our booth, and it's a shame. Back when we booked this booth space, we didn't know that we would have Dominion ready here. And let me just join the game real quick. Spectate. Okay. So we bought a sort of conservative booth size, and we should have bought like 5 times the size, I think, and that may still not have been enough. The amount of people just thronging around the booth. I am super happy that people are so excited about the new game mode, and I want to see the game mode live as well, because currently, you know what I need to do when I want to play? I need to find people at the office and make them, come on, let's play test, by which I mean let's play some Dominion. One Friday night at 9 p.m. I had 10 people in the office, so just barely had 10 people in the office, and they said, you know what, dude, it's 9 p.m. on a Friday night, we're going to go home. And I'm like, dude, I want to play Dominion, you're not going anywhere. So I am so happy for this thing to go live, and I can just play against everyone out there, and I'm going to be doing that day and night.
Yeah, and obviously you get heavily involved in the German community. You are the German community guys, and you have these games with them as well.
Yes, we have a weekly community game. You can actually find, if you are German listening to the stream, there is a, I'm going to say this in German, die Community spielt in our forums, a thread that you can find, where you can actually sign up for those games, and we are going to switch those over to Dominion as well as soon as Dominion comes out.
Ah, excellent stuff. It sounds like good. So, hopefully we are going to get underway. Now, you know, nothing happened.
Nothing happened at all.
Nothing happened. They weren't even in lane. In fact, I think the CS was about 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's literally nothing.
So it's these things happen. It has to be said. You know, it's
unfortunate, but yeah,
we're using the spec mode for this. It's not quite ready for release. You said it's going to be coming out sometime after Dominion. So you know, it's only really when you come to test these things fully in the limelight. Unfortunately, sometimes it is in front of a lot of people.
Yeah,
that happens. But you know, no, not to worry. Let's move on. And anyway, Fnatic versus TSM. We are back in the game, and will we see a level 1 fight? That is the question. I don't think we will.
No, me neither. There's no reason that the team should have changed strategy after the last time we made this game. Nothing really changed. They did not show their hands to each other at all. XP is now just going to go in mid lane and do his dance again, I believe. He likes dancing. Nope, he's not dancing right now. And oh, there's Rainman setting up aggressively in the brush, but this is more of a you come in, we are going to react to that by hurting you. But no, look at that lead. They're going in. They're CVing. And they're warding. Okay, that's an acceptable ward right there. But they seem to want more. And yeah, now Cyanid's coming back as well. XP is coming back. Maybe he's going to push the odd one back into the river. It's quite possible. And like I said, you don't normally team fight level 1 against an Erg. The damage output from his auto attack and his Q spam is just so very, very high.
Yeah, which is why they backed straight out of that. As soon as they got spotted, they immediately turned around and went straight back. They were going to try have a cheeky push on that red. You can see Caitlyn's actually put a trap down there as well, which sometimes Nocturne actually gets taken very low around that area, so he's potential, but it's probably going to wear out before he manages to actually do anything, because he's going to start on the Wraiths, which is the wards down there, which is exactly what Shushei is waiting for. He's going to pull it for him. So I expect to see PK, look, they're still not sure, which means they're actually not going back to lane just yet. Now they're going to return to lane, and already they're up the top there. Golem's been pulled by the Rainbow, which is why the odd one is now just going to finish him off. Smites it, and away we go. Back on around the path. Oh, he is going to go straight for Lizard buff. Okay, he's going to have a little bit of help from Melissa.
Oh, that is a very early Lizard buff. And oh no, come on. Oh, that is highly unfortunate. It's exactly the same time though. So it seems that, oh, actually we seem to have recovered there. All right. And if you can just excuse me for 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. You go about and do your stuff. Meanwhile, in the mid there, you can see PK is going to start the farm. He needs to be careful. Reginald's just going to try and put those bombs on his head. Is exactly what he's going to straight do, because PK is very low on health to begin with on Karthus, which is what he's going to try and do. Try and just keep him out of as much range as possible. The ping going down there. They know exactly the path. Clairvoyant's going down there, following Cyanide as he goes around the jungle. That's going to help the odd one actually in his counter jungling, which is almost certainly going to eventually step into. Not going to do it so early though. He's keeping at range. You can see Lamia, and there is that Q, like you say, he's just going to keep poking away. So Lamia versus Chaos down the bottom here, picking Urgot against Caitlyn. You think this is going to be work out well for them?
I hope so. That's the plan. If that doesn't work out well, then the game is going to be very short and very boring. Lamia on Urgot needs to land a couple of those E's and then follow up with 2 or 3 Qs. I think you can only hit 2 Qs right now. And that is just going to take him very long. Actually, the odd one wants to go into the brush there, but the creep wave is not pushed far enough right now. So he needs to be careful. But Nelissan is leaving right now, I think, for warding. Yep, and they're going to see the odd one come through the river right there. So that's good. Xpika and Reginald in middle don't. Oh, and actually there's a bump into Lamia in bottom lane there, right there. But he is actually going to do more damage to X Special than they could do to Lamia. And, you know, Soraka does heal a lot faster than Alistar does.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see Shushei pushing the pace on the Rainman, but, you know, he's not going to be able to do a fat lot, because as we see with lane making, you can just farm it all back. And, you know, despite the fact he's going to use a lot of mana to keep getting that dot on him, you can see life steals it all back quite happily. So it's going to be all about whether they manage to get any ganks, which Nocturne will be able to help them with. PK is being pushed heavily on tower. You can see that bomb is going to go off, take him down to 2 health bars, which would be 270 hit points. Reginald, though, has no mana, so he's going to have to go back regardless. He was just trying to push the lane and force PK out of it himself, and PK is not going to have it. He's just going to buy a pot and continue farming.
Yep, that is exactly the right thing to do right there. Yep, he has 1 pot left still. He's actually pushing very aggressively while Reginald is gone. That's exactly the right thing to do. You want your creeps to push up into the enemy tower so that the enemy loses some gold and, more importantly, some experience as well. Lami in bot lane still not landing any good E's that I can see. I keep looking there. Top lane, Shushe, yeah, like you said, it's very hard to do anything to lane, especially lane, because 56 magic resist, that is a lot of magic resist in the runes and masteries. And I don't think that we're going to see a lot happening up there anytime soon, unless there's going to be a good gank.
Yeah, so we can see the CS starting to form up, as it were. They've been in lane. Meanwhile, Especially is going to get another pulverized down onto Lamia. Immediately gets healed straight up by Melisande. Managed to get a cheeky E and Q there onto Especially. We have just a little engagement up towards the top there. Shushe is actually slowly grinding the Rain Man down here, but he's got a stack of minions that he needs to just do, which he's going to do Pillar of Flame on and continue keeping him at bay. So it's kind of working at the moment for Shushe.
What actually Especially is doing, and this is very, very brilliant. This is why the Alistar is so great. Whenever Lamia, I just saw that, whenever Lamia, Nocturne is actually coming in for a gank. Let me just finish the thought. Whenever Lamia hits an E, the bull immediately goes in and headbutts Urgot out of the way. But now Rainman is potentially in trouble. There is the fear. Is he going to flash out of it? Yes, he flashes out at the last second, and he is going to be fine. It's unfortunate for Cyanide, who spent some time getting there. The Ob one's already level 5 going home. He's going to build. Not actually going to finish his Madreds. XPK happily actually taking those bombs from Zilean. Doesn't look like he's too bothered there. And yeah, Urgot, like I said, he shuts down bottom lanes if you let him. But if that bull just headbutts and pulverizes every single time that he lands an E, he cannot follow up with those important Qs. And that means he's not going to be able to shut down the bottom lane.
So let's have a quick look towards CS in mid. You can see 45 to 30. PK obviously stuck it around while Reginald had to go back, which is why he's got that advantage in the farm. Melisande is going around doing warding like a good little carry. The odd one is now behind Dragon. He's gonna set up for a gank there, and I don't think they can see him coming at all. They're way too far ahead, and now they're going in aggressively. There is a CV to see if there's anyone else, and there's a headbutt pulverized onto Melisande. Melisande is flashing out of this, but I don't think he can actually survive this. Very good silence, but he is going down, and that is first blood for the Odd Ones. And Demacia as well. Yeah. So first blood goes down to Team Solo Mid, and really well done again. Lee Sin, we said it was going to be all about the jungler, whether they're going to get around the backside of them, and that is the first gank. Didn't quite work out at the top like they wanted. But I have to be honest, despite the fact it is the first blood, it went to Lee Sin, and it was the support. So it's not the end of the world. They needed to take Lamia out of the lane, and that would be a much bigger impact. Yeah,
Lamia is actually laning really well right now with Urgot, and mid lane, that could be very dangerous. Warwick is now coming down. He's gonna be behind XPK, and he is level 7. There's the slow on XPK and a flash as well, but he is still in range of Reginald, and he takes a lot of damage. There is the kill on XPK as well. Very, very unfortunate there. I'm not quite sure why he's ulting. Yo, he's ulting because he wanted Reginald, and he went down to 24
health. Might go down there. Cyanide's just taking him down, but he's going to walk away from that one. Another flash used, 132. But Team Solo Mid get the second kill, and they start their path to stardom, as it were. They've taken the first game very strongly. Cyanide's going to do a bit of damage to this. They're going to have to back away, though. Yeah, Lee Sin, the odd one, is going to go in. Needs to be careful. He's going to take a tower hit. He's also going to get a pulverized. Will he be able to headbutt him away? No, the flash out there. Let's have a quick look down the bottom now. I can see the pace is being pushed down the bottom. They're starting to do some damage on the tower. Lamia actually taking a couple of tower hits, so he must have managed to catch Chaos.
Shusha actually setting up in the brush near mid lane. Oh, he was almost going to go in for the other one. That would have been the Shusha we like to see. I don't think they spotted him, but Zilean was around and is level 7, so that would have been a Zilean ultimate for sure. So Shusha just takes the Wraiths and is going to be happy with that.
Yeah, so looking at the CS, you can see obviously we've had the kill difference down the bottom that Lamia did manage to stay in lane despite the fact his carry support did get taken down. I don't know why I call it carry support. I have no idea. 57 to 64 down the bottom there. Up the top, mid there, it is 67 to 45. However, that one kill for Reginald so far, obviously with the Warwick ulti, which is going to set it up quite nicely. You can see Lee Sin again is starting to invade the jungle. We're going to keep our eye on that at the moment. Shushe at the top, 50 to Warwick's 44. So keeping up with him in the CS, kind of expect that. Lee Sin, and again, PK is being ground down here by the bombs Nocturne is lingering around the side there, at least in doing the exact same down the bottom, and it looks like Chaos is going to get locked onto, but not doing a fat deal of damage to him just yet.
XP is actually ahead in CS against Reginald, which is kind of what you expect there. So as long as he can stop dying, he's going to win his lane. As long as he can stop dying. That sounded a lot meaner than I meant it to sound. Bottom lane, X-Special is in one bush, the Melisande is in the other bush, and a couple of Qs actually hitting there on Chaos, but X-Special healing that up just happily enough. And now Nocturne is still waiting for that gank onto Reggie. He just needs Reggie to come out a little bit further so he can jump in with his ultimate, but apparently not going to happen. Cyanide's going to go back. Very good ward there from the Rainman. If you look at blue on Fnatic, he is going to go in there and mess with the next people who want to take that blue, and that's going to be Shushe, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, good pilt over Peacemaker from Chaos down the bottom there, tripping Lamia down to at least half health. Needs to be careful because, you know, a quick pulverized headbutt along with Chaos doing all that damage. He has his ulti. I think he could take him down there. Melisande would obviously try and heal it up, and we are hitting 10 minutes, so people are going to start maneuvering for Dragon.
Oh, and there's the headbutt flash. Pulverized, but Fnatic Silent was in range coming in. There is the Castle's ultimate as well. Chaos getting super low, dropping to Lamia right now. X-Special should be fine, but beautifully done. Just at the second that X-Special went in with a flash headbutt, the Silent was like, oh yeah, I can do that. And at the same time, Warwick's taking blue. It's like, okay, cool. I'll take your blue while you do that. And that is not ideal because Shushe wanted that blue really, really badly. He may just take it from the Rainman right now, but no. That is very, very bad. Shushe very, very slow with the reaction time there. Fnatic are taking Dragon, so that's one good thing, but I am seriously concerned about Shushe. This is not the Shushe we saw at DreamHack.
You are concerned, and you have every right to be concerned because he's not playing that well. He's only died once, but at the moment he can steal blue, counter steal blue. Nice. Reginald managed to get around there, and Cyanide has taken notice, and I don't think they're going to go for it. Yeah, you can see teleport coming in there. Rainman is going to come around. He's going to get on towards Lamia. He does have his ulti, remember. I didn't use it. I'm not too sure. It doesn't matter because it's not going to happen because the snipe comes straight in there. Lamia is not going to be able to get in this out of this one. PK needs to be careful. He doesn't get pulverized, which is why he just flashed away. The odd one picking up his third kill. Already got that Wriggles. Wriggles on Caitlyn. We're seeing it all over again.
Oh. And there's going to be Wriggles on Warwick too before too long, I'm pretty sure, and that just means they can take whatever buff they want whenever they want to. That is just so painful for Fnatic. They need to find a couple of good team fights. They can't keep getting caught like that. That blue steal was unnecessary, really. It just put them too far out, and once Cillian gets in range, that slow is so very, very powerful. And we saw Lamia, there was just no way for him to get out of there.
So that blue is going to go to Cillian, you'd assume.
Interestingly enough, though, even though TSM are 4-1 kills ahead, it's exactly equal on gold, 14.2 for both teams.
Yeah, that's because they obviously picked up the Dragon. The tower's still not gone down any side at the moment. But 4-1 the kill. It shows how important that Dragon can be. But you can't get blinded by just diving in for it, which some teams do. PK in the mid there just clearing out. God. How old are you?
Sorry for that.
Lamia goes up top. He's going to pick himself a nice stack of farming there. And Shushe has stayed down the bottom. He's going to port back.
Interesting. Is that a lane switch, or did they just want to hit some creeping target?
Yeah, I think it was just the farming. He came down just to simply cover off the tower when they were pushing down the bottom there. And so he's continuing on. Reginald going to get the double bomb onto PK, which is going to force him away from the minions, zone him out as well. Not going to get the experience for that slow bar going down the bottom there. PK was very unsure about what was going to happen. Melisande on his own at the moment. Pink going down there. He's like, hello, I'm all alone. I can't keep these at bay for very long, which means they are pushing up towards the top there. Urgot is up there at the moment. Rainman is going to ulti in. I don't think they realise that Nocturne is coming around the side. The other one's in there as well. Shushe needs to get moving very quickly to join this party. Carthus ulti will go off. The other one is taken very low. Shushe will get the kill. And a fist bump from Daniel.
Sorry about that. Must not be biased. I'm just happy.
Biased, but down the bottom, I think they're going to pick up the tower. I've got to be honest. Chaos has actually backed away from that one. They knew where they were. Why did he back away? I don't understand that. Reginald's going to get a couple of lateways down on him. They're going to keep pushing this tower, and I think the first tower will go towards Fnatic here. So really a very important kill there. It's actually gave them such an advantage. Now the gold advantage is actually swinging quite heavily towards them. That tower's going to come back to TSM, but they are still 1k behind.
And I'm just happy to see a player who has been struggling in this tournament actually do something useful. So yeah, we're gonna have to see if they can build on this, but that was definitely a very, very nice turnaround. And you can just see that Carter's ultimate, even if it doesn't finish people, you can just use it in the beginning of a fight to just do that much damage. And oh, very good slow bar and exhaust there. But there is the Caitlyn ultimate doing a good amount of damage.
Oh,
beautiful ultimate there. Reginald is gonna have to revive himself. Oh, especially going in with a headbutt there, and there's a very good exhaust on Shushay. Shushay gonna get away out of this. He's very, very low. There's a bomb, and no, he is picked up, and Reginald gets away with 70 health. Oh, the Odd One at the same time is in the forest looking for XP, who has no health whatsoever. The Odd One can just dive this and kill him. If you have a look at top lane right
Lamia
there.
coming around the back side of Chaos. Is he going to manage to land it though? Remember, the Rain Man is there, which is why they're going to have to back away, force them out. Yeah, some pretty crazy fights going on already. 5-2 to TSM in terms of kills. He won a piece for the towers, and the one and only dragon going at the moment. So, Fnatic, they've shown promise in this one. They've shown more promise than they had in the last one. I'm happy to see Shushay building, he's going heavily AP, as you would expect from Brand. Wasn't too sure about the last time. Manamune already built on towards Lamia as well, so along with the movement speed buff. The Berserker Creeps is what I want to know, but I've no idea where that came from.
That's what it is.
To be honest, too many buffs. You know what, movement speed.
Xpeaker, there's an ultimate in mid lane on Xpeaker right now from the Rain Man, and there's going to be a double bomb as well. But the slow bar actually going on the Rain Man. The Rain Man taking a lot of damage from the Qs. That was probably not good play from the Rain Man, even though Xpeaker is going to drop super low right now. 330. He's going to be fine. Sorry for interrupting you there, but that was a crazy wolf just jumping forward for no reason whatsoever. XP is staying at the turret though. He needs to be around with his layways to push those minions back. Remember, when you're defending a turret, it's not about actually killing the enemy. It's about pushing minions back. And there's the bomb right now onto Urgot, and they're gonna have to go out of there because the turret actually aggroed onto them. Alistair at the same time was in their forest near Lizard. Looks like everything's good right now, and
Clairvoyant straight on.
Yeah.
So they're going to clear this minion wave, and well, they're going to keep trying to push the space. They're trying to force the issue. The bomb is going to. Oh, look at that! Didn't quite manage to trigger the shield there to the bomb going off. Wasn't quite ready for it. Caitlyn is again getting free farm. We saw this in the first game. You can't just leave him be, but I think a mid-fight will eventually happen. And unfortunately, there seem to be targets on Rain Man. Whether it's just a case of he's the nearest thing there, but he's just tanky enough. Oh, ulti coming in there. They're going to try and get Reginald down there. The ulti coming out from Shushay. He will manage to get a ulti though, Reginald. Odd One will go down. Shushay is about to respawn. Will he manage to take him down? The PK is going to get ulti on from the Rain Man. Will go down. Reginald and ulti throw. Will it take anyone down? It will take one. The Rain Man will get away. Fnatic in one foul swoop. Wipe down 4 kills. They need to be so careful. Chaos, they know where you are, and they are going down for the dragon.
That is exactly what you need to do, and a beautiful play there. That swap was super aggressive. He did survive somehow. I'm not quite sure how he even survived that, but the swap was just right. Did he even have his revive? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, the revive went on Reginald. He used it on himself, but came straight back up into the middle of the fight.
Nice. Very, very nicely done there by Fnatic. And this is what they want to do. They want to make this game go long. The longer it goes, the less damage there's going to be from Reginald. And they're gonna not leave the Lizard up. They're gonna take that little bit of extra gold. And a blue for Shushay again. It looks like Shushay is finding back into his stride. But that was mostly down to Lamia's great initiate. I have to say, my first thought was, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, the rest of the team were ready for him. You know, you can't do crazy things like that in just normal games. The rest of the team were on the same wavelength. They knew exactly what was coming. And the second he did the ulti, he knew they were going to flash straight back. And then immediately managed to catch them all. I cannot believe they're even thinking of that. I don't think
they are not thinking of Baron. Oh god, they have 2 wriggles. They have 2 wriggles. They can do it. Fnatic does not have even an inkling of this happening. It's gonna be another Ninja Baron for Team Solomid here. Oh, Fnatic, you should have learned. Xpeaker coming in, actually warning.
Absolutely oblivious.
I'm just walking past you. What are you guys up to? Oh, wait a second. And that is not good for Xpeaker, who is actually going to go in and suicide right now. Oh, that wasn't necessary. He doesn't even have his ultimate, does he? No, he doesn't. Oh, Xpeaker, you should have just run. Oh, this is just when I thought they were possibly back in the game. and they have to be super careful right now. They cannot allow TSM to do a lot of damage with the Baron buff. Cyanide once again whiffing the shield. Actually good damage coming in from Lamia right now, but there is a teleport coming in. Cyanide in a very bad place. Rainman teleporting in as well. There's going to be a stun, but Cyanide going to get away from this. He looks like he may barely get away. There's a bomb on him. Please shield it, please shield it, please shield it.
Just in time.
He didn't shield it, but the heal was enough. He shielded just a minute too late, a second too late, but still. Good damage there from Lamia, actually putting enough threat out to them, forcing him to go back. Oh,
Shusha's going to try and catch someone. He actually does. Rayman steps straight into that and just stops dead right in front of it. But wow, what an 18-minute Baron there. I think we saw something I've seen in early games of Go for LoL, but I don't think I've ever seen it in such a semi-final, high-level, high-profile tournament as the Intel Extreme Masters. And you can see they're just pushing ahead. But Lamia has taken down that tower. Well, the rest of his team have taken down that tower.
Look at that. Fnatic are ahead in gold. They are 1.5k ahead.
Well, they have taken the Dragon twice, I believe.
Right.
They've also headed obviously 2-1 in towers, which gives them the overall advantage. They're not far behind in gold, but obviously the Baron is a big gold stack. But it's down to the farm, and if you can just look at the farm, you can see they've got 3 members already in triple figures, whereas Team Solo Mid, they're not quite there yet. But you know, Urgot 140 to Caitlyn's 154, pretty even down the bottom. But 141 to 94, that's a big difference for XPK. Sorry. Actually, to be fair, they weren't in the same lane. It was
but still,
141 to 92.
It's comparable roles.
But that's a 50 CS difference. That's over 1,000.
Yeah, absolutely. Warwick farming a little, actually going home right now. They need to make something happen with the Baron buff. The Baron obviously is a large chunk of gold, but it's also a large window of opportunity that you open for yourself, and you need to take towers. Preferably even take an inhib of it, and I think TSM know this. Oh, XPK, you cannot be that exposed if the Orc one gets just 1 Q down on you. You will be dead. And now Rainman, Reginald, and X-Special actually invading the forest there. Shusha's sword and is falling back in time. They're going to take the top turret completely uncontested, I'm sure of it. XPK going in to clean up the wave a little bit. He is going to be healed up by Melis, and it's going to be fine. There's actually a very good bar there, a slow bar from XPK, and Cyanide coming in from the side, but there is a very beautiful ultimate from the Odd One. He's actually not going to be able to save Chaos, and XPK turning on the AoE back again, and there is a kill for XPK. You may applaud.
And the bottom tower as well taken there by Urgot. You can see Urgot continuing to push down the bottom lane, Lamia, and Shusha needs to be a little bit careful. He's caught in the back of nowhere, and you can see that Warwick is coming around the side. Reginald also coming down. Shusha, I think, is aware of it. He's just going to back out. Yes, he will do. And just hanging on to that turret. So I thought they were going to be a double turret. Meanwhile, look, you see Lamia continuing. Almost got the second inner turret down. I can't believe it. He's going to take it.
He's doing the right thing. He's forcing them to go back and defend while they have Baron buff. The last thing you want to do with Baron buff is defend.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is brilliant, brilliant play from Lamia here. Well done.
Really well played by these guys. And you know, that ulti from Cyanide, you can't underestimate how well that worked, going straight onto Chaos. Chaos now coming out, still hasn't built that Infinity Edge, is actually going for it. Normally you go for a Bloodthirster, but he's go for Infinity Edge, it looks like, to me anyway, the way he's built it. The red buff being picked up by Rayman. Rayman, you know, despite the fact he is Lane Wick doesn't have that much damage. He has a lot of survivability, but he can't put it out like, say, Jungle Warwick that would build a Madrid's Blood Razor.
Right. Doesn't really matter. He's just going to be in the fight, and he's going to be a Singed, basically. He's not going to die, and he's going to constantly do that percentage damage with his Q. So over time, that really builds up. And I have to say, TSM are playing a brilliant game. I have not seen the multiple Madrid strategy ever before, and they're pulling it off so beautifully. And I think that's really what's putting them ahead in this game right now. The only problem with that strategy is, of course, where is your damage going to come from? But you know what? I think they're going to be just fine for the time being with the damage. Fnatic are now pushing up in mid lane. The Baron buff has expired, I believe. Yeah. And Cyanide failing to shield the bomb again. I'm not sure, can you even shield those bombs? And that's going to be an almost uncontested tower. Oh, Lamia staying a little bit long. There's the Pulverize right now, especially going in. Gets the stun. He gets his ultimate out. A good run ultimate. XPK falling immediately. Lamia going back forward. Gets suppressed by Warwick. And there is a good swap in as well. And X-Special gets revived in the very last second. Shusha now in a bad place. Cyanide's got to get that fear on Alistar. He's got to get the kill on Alistar as well. surviving barely there, and I'm not even sure who won that fight, Lee.
It was Fnatic, clearly, because they took the tower as well.
That's true.
Caitlyn got away with 19 hit points in that fight as well, with after that ulti went off, and Lamia continues to push. So Urgot so far is working very well. He's got that Bloodthirst to complete that mana immune he had early on. Now they're pinging the dragon, which is where Urgot's saying, go in. He's saying, come on, someone, anyone going with me? No. He's going to go clear that stack down the bottom. So, despite the fact we've had that 18-minute Baron, currently, I think Fnatic are in the driving seat here.
They definitely look to be, and they are 3 point something K. I don't want to do math on the stream. They're ahead by more than 3K gold right now. And yeah, Lamia picking up that stack. That is going to feel very, very good for him right now. He is actually the second highest farm. Caitlyn, of course, out farming him, but that is exactly what you want. You want that threat at all. Raymond may get caught here in the river. Is he going to get the stun on him? He barely whiffs the stun. He should not waste all his stuff on him. There's the ultimate on Xpeaker and the slow on Xpeaker as well. And Xpeaker has turned around. He switched to suicide mode. He's going to go in, he's going to die, but he's not going to do enough damage to them. Beautiful, beautiful brand ultimate there. And the other one cannot walk back into Xpeaker there, and he actually dies. Lamia flashing in aggressive. He's not going to get the E down, but they can chase them down now if they want to. There's the ping on Reginald. Reginald has to juke the Pillar of Flame. The Rainman's still a huge threat. He can just tank that much, and his Q is going to wear people down over time. Silent has to fall back from that. I think that was not so bad. Xpeaker died, but he did a lot of damage to them. And they are pretty low. I think that Fnatic should go in and engage on this.
Yeah, they're on the tower, and they're going to pick that tower down. No, Fnatic are going to give it up, and they're going to come around. So, you know, kind of caught out of position again there. Has to be said, every fight that seems to have happened has just been a case of caught out of position. When Fnatic actually came together as a fiver and pushed up mid, they were very successful, but they just got to be wary of being caught. The ward placement at the moment is very minimal. It's all very much placed all around that one single dragon point. They've got nothing anywhere near Baron, because Baron is now up, and they've already had it down on 18 minutes. They need to be very careful of this and get it warded up, which I guess is exactly what Melisand's about to do. Yeah, it walks straight in and starts placing those wards. I think Cyanide just put them down as well, and maybe he's got the Wriggles ward that he can use.
Yeah, the ward situation actually for the Team Solomon is really, really minimal. They're completely blind except for one Dragon ward, whereas Fnatic have a lot of very good wards. They have very, very good river control right now, and they can go for a very quick Dragon. Let's see if... Oh no, oh god no, TSM are going for the Baron while they do Dragon. That is the classic mistake. You go for Dragon. Actually, they are aborting Dragon because they're seeing this right now. They need to run to Baron, but Baron is taking a lot of damage right now. Shushay may be in position to interrupt him. He's at least keeping the bull away from them, and they need to stop doing Baron. So that at least is an abort. That's the word I was looking for.
It is kaput, I believe.
Kaput, yes.
It's the phrase I picked up. Oh, we're seeing Fnatic do exactly what they did on SK, and they're saying, you know what, you want to fight, bring it to us. And I'm not too sure if it's going to work out quite so successful. TSM are going to come around, the ward goes down. They are ready and waiting for it. They need to be careful. They don't have a wave of minions come in. Yes, they do, just coming up behind them. They're going to put pressure on the tower. They either have to force them into the fight, and they will do. Expression's going to take a lot of damage. He does put the ulti straight down. Pyoro going straight out. Didn't actually catch as many as he wanted. Reginald's going to take a lot of damage. Going to get straight out of that one. The ulti coming out from PK. PK is not going to allow him to pick up any kills. Reginald is going to be low. He's used his ulti on himself, which means everybody else is fair game. Special. It's support on support there, and they need to be careful. The odd one does manage to take down Lamia, and wow, TSM are going to come out on top of this. They are all very low, but they are going to survive this very quickly. Instead, Shuchei's decided to switch across. There's an enormous stack of minions on the top turret, the bottom to lane turret. Rayman using cleverly the bomb going on towards Melisandre. That's actually going to pull aggro on Baron. Doesn't matter. Shuchei comes around. Shuchei needs to back away, and Caitlyn using the ulti on him. I think Caitlyn may be able to track him down here. Chaos is going to continue following. I don't think it's going to happen. No, it's just going to be able to walk away from that one, I think, unless he manages to catch a Pillar of Peacemaker. He's already used his ulti. He's going to get away.
Yeah, he's going to get away. Okay, that was not a good initiate. Once again, a lot of stuff used on Alistar.
It didn't work this time.
Yeah, the brand ulti fizzled. It actually jumped from Alistar to the Rainman that immediately ultied Shuchei, and it fizzled after after basically one bounce. So that was exactly not what you needed. The ultimate should have gone into the back line of TSM. And Reginald was reviving himself, so no one died for TSM, is that right?
Yeah.
That was beautifully played, and you have to give it to TSM in a situation like this. that is absolutely nerve-wracking. You don't usually have that kind of fight where they force you to come to your mid lane. They played it very calmly. They knew exactly what to do. Warwick just jumped Chushe and they were fine. They just forced the fight to go their way.
Yeah, and they'd seen it before. They'd had the bonus of seeing Fnatic doing exactly the same thing against SK. They knew what was happening. They knew the situation as well. They knew, like, we can either lose the tower or an inhibitor, get the Baron, or we can try and win a fight. And they won the straight-up fight. It has to be said. They need to be careful they don't get caught there. Reginald's going to start pushing the pace. You see Fnatic are going to back away. They know that the Baron fight is again on, and I guess the wards are going to get cleared out. Yeah, Oracle on X Special, Oracle on Melisande. So, will they begin it? I
both Carlos and Brand are in the base right now. I think that's going to be a Baron for TSM right here.
No, they backed out of it though. They managed to hold them, just delay it long enough. As long as they don't actually get caught, they seem to be very concerned about Lamia's damage.
Well, they should be concerned about that, but they can just jump on Lamia in absolutely no time and kill him. So I'm not quite sure. I mean, as soon as Rainman lands this ultimate, is suppression Lamia. Lamia is basically dead. There's nothing that Lamia can do there. Caitlyn is going to take him apart. Lee Sin is also building at least, he's at 191 damage. You know, that's a good amount of damage right there. And as soon as a little bit of damage has been done to a person, Lee Sin with his Q, which of course scales with missing health of his target, is going to do a lot to finish someone off very, very quickly.
Yeah, so you can look across the builds. We don't really need to cover the builds all the time because you see them straight there in the bottom.
Beautiful.
And Nocturne actually going with a Quicksilver Slash. We've seen it a good few times now, and I guess that's...
Rainman
but the thing is, Rainman's not really going to be the target, and if they actually use all their abilities, I know they can just basic attack on him, but they don't want to waste all their abilities on Rainman. That's exactly what he's trying to get them to do. It's exactly what he did on Singed, exactly what he's doing, and there is a ward in that bush, so they know exactly that they're all stood there. They're not doing anything secretive, and they have a minion wave heading towards their tower that they're going to have to deal with. TSM are saying, are you going to go deal with it, or are we going to go Baron? And
yeah, they've dealt with it, and they actually put a very nice ward there in the middle of the mid lane. That is the ward for when TSM's creeps have pushed past that point. They still need to know when Fnatic are going from one half of the river to the other, and it looks like TSM not going to go and take Baron. It's, you know, it's fine. They didn't have to, although they did have the chance to at least force a fight, but they said, you know what, this is getting boring. We're going to go ahead and take the stack on bot lane and just engage you in mid lane a little bit.
Yeah, and they've gone back to pushing lanes. This is the stalemate we sometimes get when it becomes very even fights. It's, you know, the team fights kind of can go either way. They're all waiting for their ultis to come back, which I think they are all back now. Yes, they are. So everybody's got their ultis back, so it's a case of just waiting for that fight. Who's going to get caught out of position? Fnatic are the ones that are spreading out. TSM are staying very close together. Remember, Rayman has got teleport, yeah, he did have teleport before, so he's just going to clear out that lane, and whenever something happens, he's just going to come straight in. I think I was watching CLG doing exactly the same thing. Obviously, with Hotshot GG had the teleport. Yeah. He was just like, the fight started, he's like, somebody put a ward down.
Yeah.
There was no ward control there, but this time there is wards all over the place, especially with TSM. They've got all those wriggles. They're getting 3 free wards. It's very easy for me to say that one. Every single time they need to do something.
Cyanide has built a Quicksilver Sash. I like that a lot. That means he can go in, he can actually jump in and bait that Warwick ultimate. But I don't think Warwick is going to use his ultimate for anyone other than Chushe in this game right now. It's been doing it every single fight, and it's definitely the right thing to do. You don't want that Brand to be running around and be able to put out damage. And yeah, it looks like TSM are not in position to actually stop Fnatic. And you know what? Fnatic still have a 2k gold advantage. It's now a 3k gold advantage. Yeah, that was beautifully done.
Yeah, collecting those very quickly, and TSM just were not ready for that. And obviously, they didn't have the spawn control. They didn't have it from last game. But they weren't in position to try and force a Baron fight, just like they did last time. So, well, the lanes continue to push. It's the standoff phase that we get. So while we are waiting for the standoff phase, let's have a quick look around. Well, the AP of everyone. Reginald obviously is acting more as a support rather than just a full-on AP carry that we generally see the European teams do, and it's exactly what we have got. So it's like the traditional AP with 298 on PK. I think I saw Chushe was pretty high as well. 370, yeah, so quite high AP on him. No Banshee's Veils this time around. He's got that Ryler's staff as well. It's there, so he's got a lot of hit points. He knows he's being targeted. Meanwhile, down the bottom at Urgot now, he's got a bit of armor on there. I wonder if he's going to go for a Thornmail.
Yeah, it would make sense against the Lee Sin and against that Caitlyn. You know, I have been turning my nose up at Thornmails in this tournament, but this situation would definitely make sense in TSM. I don't know, they're just hanging around Baron. They don't seem to want to do anything right now. I probably don't like this very much because, once again, they have the early game set up.
That's it, yeah. I was about to say, you're looking at the end game team, how is that going to, the survivability is going to slowly wean away from Rainman. It's, the more damage, the more AP, the more farm they get, it's only going to fall into the favor of Fnatic. Don't get me wrong, the two AD champions are going to have an incredible amount of damage. You can see Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer, as well as obviously the Wriggles and the Berserker Greaves that Chaox has got there. Meanwhile, across at Urgot, a similar sort of level, just with the armor penetration, the Bloodthirster in there, and Glacial Shroud he's built into.
Yeah, he's going to go build a Frozen Heart. That's brilliant, because Lee Sin has been jumping in his face, quite literally, throughout these team fights, and the cooldowns on his Q just mean that much more damage output in a fight. That Q has beautiful, beautiful scaling with AD, and that is just going to be...
I think they're going to push the pace here. They've just seen Shushay has gone up there. You can see they're going to try and cut him off. Will he be able to get down and get the ulti on time? He has Clairvoyance, so he's going to see him through the bush. He does. He flash ultis onto Shushay. Will he be able to finish him off, though? That is the question. He will turn around, trigger his ulti. Meanwhile, Cyanide is going to dive in there. The odd one taken very low. Did manage to get the ulti on him. Rainman is being taking the tower damage. He's in all kinds of trouble. Rainman goes down there. X Special also is not going to get away from this. He's going to flash through the ulti, comes through. Chaos is running away from this one. That's going to be like a free Baron gift right there. X Special goes down. They have enough alive to possibly take Baron, but Fnatic come out on top of that, and now they have a 5k advantage. And look at that, Cyanode's like, get here.
Yeah, do this right now. And that was not worth it. Even though they took down the 2 APs from Team Fnatic, it was not worth losing 4 people for, and losing possibly a Nasher, if only Lamia would actually come and help. Come on, guys, you can do this. You can do this, Baron. Oh, man. Yeah, the window is probably closed right now. That's unfortunate, but, you know, again, they probably know what they're doing. They wanted to be safe. They probably didn't think that they had the damage in between the Wriggles of Nocturne and the 352 AD. I don't know, that's a lot of damage if you ask me. I would have thought that's enough damage to do a quick Baron.
Well, I question the Urgot pick, and he's 5-2-5 so far, doing fantastic. Soraka 1-11, it's like the perfect support role there. However, you know, we've also got Lane Wick there, 1-1-9. This is working out well for him.
We see the same picture again for Fnatic. Even though the enemy team has still more kills, there are many, many more assists on Team Fnatic. So that means they're just team fighting much better. They're always all there when kills are picked up. And look at it, 0-0-12 for Nocturne. People would say that's not a good Nocturne. I would say that's a brilliant Nocturne. He's there every single fight and has not died once.
Yeah, and Lee Sin's actually not really picked much up from the initial... He had the initial first few kills.
What? They're going for it now? No, seriously?
Are they actually going to try it? I don't think they are. You can see Lamia is going to try and keep them at bay. Meanwhile, Nocturne continues to... No, they're going to back away, and rightly so. Will Rayman initiate? That's the question. No. No, he's just going to back away. They actually took it to half pretty quickly there, and you can see it's just slowly regenerating now. They're not going to go far. It's just going to keep it low, but they're going to pick up their own blue and come around and clear out this stack that TSM now are building. They need to be careful that they don't get caught out away from the tower. You can see Reginald getting the usual aggressive self, picking up the speed, wants to get a couple of bombs and a rewind possibly on PK. No, it's not going to happen. And Cyanide gets in and clears it out. So
beautifully done, beautifully done.
Who's your money on at this stage?
I want to say Fnatic, but I don't want to jinx them. TSM have been playing a brilliant game, but once or twice they were just a little bit too greedy. If they do that one more time, I think Fnatic have a chance. I would say the advantage, even though all the stats, well, most of the stats are against them, I think the advantage is still with TSM. They are so super tanky, they're just not gonna die. Raymond is not going to die. Special, while he ultis, is not going to die. The odd one actually has 2,500 health as well, and on top of all that there is the Cillian revive, and they have been doing enough damage.
You know what, I think as soon as they see PK down here, they might think, let's go for Baron.
Yeah.
PK is a long way away. No, they're not going to go for it. No. I mean, he's got his global ulti that obviously he can do from a long range if the fight kicks off. No, if it was Lamia down there, I think they definitely would have reacted quicker, but they're just going to carry on farming, and they're going to go keep on buying.
You know what Soraka's building? Soraka's building a Deathfire grasp. I don't think I've seen that one before. That's pretty good. As Soraka, you do want to burst down your enemy. But, you know, if she can put it on a high health target like the Rainman early in the fight, that's actually not so bad. And the other stats are really good. Soraka wants the cooldown reduction, she wants the mana regen, and she definitely wants the AP as well. And a ward being cleaned out right now. Fnatic could be going for it, but at the very least they're forcing TSM to react once again. And it's such a close game. I really can't tell how this is going to go.
I think Lamia might sneak off to the side in a minute and pick up the free dragon. You see the ward getting placed again. It's just a battle of wards. So the Oracles pay dividends at this stage. There you go, Melisande comes back. A full-on Oracle fight.
Look at the Warden's mail on Karthus. Like I said in the beginning of the game, they just need to stack armor, and they're doing that. And they're doing, I think, this is just the stage when Fnatic are going to get further and further ahead right now, because there aren't really many answers that TSM have there. There's a dragon pickup. And a couple of people want to applaud that. In future, let's applaud dragon pickups, because dragons are pretty scary beasts, and killing them should be applauded, I think.
Meanwhile, the stacks, you can see top and bottom, it's pretty even between them. I don't think TSM kind of like, they're playing the waiting game, and I think they're losing the waiting game.
Yeah.
You know, they had such a great advantage early on. They were starting to boss the fights, as it were, having full control of it. But slowly but surely, Shushay now 410 AP. Karthus, his ulti is going to start hurting more and more, 352 AP, so even if you kill him early, it's going to do a lot of damage even though he dies. And that's what PK wants. He wants you to kill him early.
Yeah, exactly. He has his Rod of Ages, it should be full by this time. And Brand has also built a Void Staff, meaning that Caitlyn is still fair game. She's built some MR there, but with the Void Staff he's going to do a lot of damage. And you know, there is a death cap on the other enemy team, but as I keep saying, that's a single target nuke he can use twice in a team fight. That's nothing. Brand has 3-4 abilities he can throw out that all benefit from the death cap, and Karthus has 3 abilities he can throw out that benefit from the death cap. So damage is definitely on Fnatic's side right now. It's just a question of can they actually get to the people that they need to deliver the damage to. If they just keep using all the damage against an Alistar in his ultimate or Rainman, and you know, it's not going to end well for them. And actually Rainman now building a little bit aggressive with a Phage there. He has a lot of magic resist, and he has a good amount of armor as well. And he thinks he needs to be more of a threat right now. And it looks like mid lane, it could be kicking off very soon. But they're so good at cleaning those waves. Yeah, I don't think that TSM can actually push that tower.
No. No, it's going to take it down very quickly. Cyanode's got a lot of damage on him now, and Cyanode's been diving onto Chaos. I guess he's going to take him out. We saw exactly the same thing with St. Vicious against Millennium. Yeah. And it just basically took him out of the fight. Oh, nice lock on there from Urgot. Actually going to get a quick shot onto Reginald. Actually took a good chunk of his health off. That was a single shot.
373 attack damage on Urgot. That is super scary.
And that Frozen Heart as well, don't forget. So he's tanky as well as damaging. You know what? I think they might be able to get to this tower. TSM are going to have to come across and take them face to face, because that tower will go down very quickly. Yeah, the slow bar goes in there. That tower is going to be taken. The first base tower to Fnatic. And they just caught them out of position. They were baiting them in there, in and around there. And so much. Next person is going to flash in. Here we go. The fight will go. Lamia has been taken very low already. You can see the bomb. Arnie manages to get the ulti off. And the Pyro will go across, bounces around, manages to take down Reginald. I saw Chaos taken very low there. PK's just saying, kill me, will you? Kill me. Yeah, wow, that's going to be an ace. Surely Reginald is going to be finished off. He's the one and only man that gets away. Wow, 4 for 1. That was incredible stuff from Fnatic. Will they turn around? Will they just push on and get the Nexus turret?
Yeah,
I'm not too sure. I think they should do.
They should.
They will, and they'll go straight in there. They've got Lamia, they've got Cyanide. They can rip these towers apart. They've still got Melisande in there. I think this is going to be GG.
It is going to be GG, and I was watching Lamia, and I have to say, Lamia won them that fight. He knew exactly when to stay, and he knew exactly how much his lifesteal could keep him alive, and it's GG. Game 2 goes to Fnatic. Man, that fight, they jumped onto Lamia, and he knew exactly when to use his ultimate just to gain himself a couple of seconds, and then all the damage potential moved off towards Shushay, and that was the big mistake. Lamia stayed alive, he had his shield on, I think he had like 200 health and his shield, By the end of that, he was full again, with his, because if you have a Bloodthirster and 373 attack damage, yes, you are going to get full again. And that was just, I have to say, the stats may not actually say it, but Lamia single-handedly won them that game. That was beautiful, beautiful play there.
He manhandled KX down the bottom there, and he just worked very well as a team. You know, it's just, it took a long while to build up, I have to be honest. There was a good 10 or 15 minute period where it was just like, is anything going to happen here? But you know, that's kind of often the best bit, and Fnatic played it brilliantly. They tried it the first time to go straight up mid, didn't quite work, came back, they farmed lots. I think TSM messed up when they stopped going aggressive. They were doing really well when they went aggressive. They had a clear advantage early on. They were catching them out left, right, and center, but they allowed them to farm and get the AP, get the damage, and like you say, the frozen heart built from Lamia there. But we will be coming back. This is going to be a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. That's 1-1, or 1-1. I'd go with that way rather than stick my fingers up at the camera. Wouldn't want to go that way. But we'll be back in a short while. The players are going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. Keep hold of your seats. You will lose them.